She started as a concubine in the court of the Tang Dynasty. She wasn't supposed to matter, but she rose, eliminated her rivals, and did the unthinkable. Wu Zetian became the only woman in Chinese history to rule as emperor, and the way she got there was extraordinary.
In the year 637, a 14-year-old girl walked into the most powerful household on Earth to work as a fifth-tier concubine. Her daily routine didn't involve grand strategy. It mostly involved changing the emperor's bedsheets. The Tang Dynasty was a wealthy, global superpower, but its core social fabric was incredibly rigid. By law and custom, women were bound by a strict Confucian code called the San Song, or the threefold following. A woman existed legally only to obey three men in her life: first her father, then her husband, and eventually her son. But this particular teenager had a different mindset. When Emperor Taizong casually asked his court how to tame a famously wild stallion, the young concubine spoke up. She asked for three tools: an iron whip, a heavy hammer, and a sharp dagger. Her method was simple. First, beat the horse with the iron whip. If it refuses to submit, smash its head with the hammer. And if it still fights back, cut its throat with the dagger. This violent three-step escalation became her blueprint for surviving the imperial court. In an empire that legally reduced women to servants, Wu recognized that power wasn't a gift to be earned through obedience. It was a resource extracted through a willingness to be more ruthless than the men around her. 12 years later, Emperor Taizong died. Tradition dictated that all his childless concubines be banished to a Buddhist nunnery, their lives effectively over. But before the emperor's death, Wu had already secured her exit strategy, a secret affair with the incoming ruler, Emperor Gaozong. She didn't have to wait in the convent long. Gaozong's wife, Empress Wang, was locked in a bitter rivalry with another woman, Consort Shao. Hoping to distract her husband from her rival, the barren empress actively invited Wu back into the palace as a pawn. It was a fatal miscalculation. Once back inside, Wu recognized an opportunity. According to official histories, when Wu gave birth to a daughter, she secretly strangled the infant herself and framed Empress Wang for the murder. The emperor believed Wu. With the emperor's trust secured, Wu had both of her aristocratic rivals stripped of their titles and imprisoned. She then ordered their hands and feet cut off, and their bodies dumped into massive vats of brewing wine so they could drown in agony. By outmaneuvering the legal wives and weaponizing the court's own blind spots, Wu clawed her way out of the convent and placed herself directly next to the throne as the new empress consort. In 660 CE, Emperor Gaozong suffered a severe stroke that left him partially paralyzed. With her husband incapacitated, Wu stepped in to manage state affairs, issuing orders from behind a bamboo curtain to comply with protocols barring females from holding court. Her authority immediately clashed with the old guard. These were powerful, entrenched statesmen from elite northwestern families who despised Wu's merchant-class background and deeply resented taking orders from a woman. To break their opposition, she built a highly organized network of informants and a state-sponsored secret police force loyal to her alone. Her lead inquisitors operated with terrifying efficiency. They published a manual of accusation detailing exact step-by-step methods for extracting confessions, and engineered psychological and physical torture devices with names like the Dying Swine's Melancholy. These bloody purges, including the mass killing of 12 entire imperial branches, served a specific purpose. Wu was methodically liquidating the northwestern families that had monopolized Chinese power for centuries. By 690 CE, Gaozong had passed away. Rather than rule through her sons, Wu deposed them.
She halted the 300-year Tang Dynasty entirely, declared her own Zhao Dynasty, and took the title of Huangdi, Emperor. This presented an immediate ideological crisis. The traditional Confucian political order possessed no legal or philosophical framework for a woman to rule as a supreme sovereign. To hold the throne, Wu had to find an alternative way to justify her power. Look at this colossal Vairocana Buddha carved into the Longmen grottos. Wu funded massive projects like this to elevate Buddhism as the state religion. She had her monks propagate a newly discovered sutra, claiming she was the reincarnated Maitreya, the Buddha of the future. It was widely rumored that this exact statue's face was modeled directly on Wu Zetian herself, projecting her divine mandate into solid rock. She took this ideological control even further by hacking the Chinese written language itself. She introduced a set of entirely new symbols known as the Zetian characters. She engineered a new character for her own name, combining the symbols for sun, moon, and sky to frame herself as a cosmic, enlightened ruler. Taking the physical palace was not enough. To make a female emperor conceptually possible, Wu Zetian had to rewrite the religious texts and the actual alphabet her subjects used to think. This brings us to the grand paradox of her reign. The same woman who drowned her rivals in wine and unleashed the secret police was also a brilliant, stabilizing administrative genius. Early on, she rolled out the 12 Suggestions, a sweeping domestic reform package. She slashed military spending, reduced taxes on the peasantry, and invested heavily in irrigation, triggering a massive agricultural boom that secured food and stability for the empire. This diagram shows the old Tang system. Power flowed strictly downward through entrenched aristocratic families, but Wu murdered them, shattering the hierarchy to expand the imperial examinations. Now, thousands of lower-class scholars tested into government. By elevating outsiders, she built a fiercely loyal bureaucracy. She also used this new legal authority to elevate the status of women, issuing a radical decree that a mother's mourning period should exactly equal a father's, a massive symbolic step toward gender equality in ancient China. By replacing a hereditary elite with a merit-based civil service, Wu Zetian secured her own position while building the bureaucratic engine that would power China for the next 1,000 years. But absolute power has a shelf life. By her early 80s, Wu's iron grip began to slip. She became distracted by corrupt court favorites, alienating her own officials. In 705 CE, a palace coup forced her to abdicate, and the Tang Dynasty was immediately restored. Look at this traditional painted portrait of the empress. As soon as she died, conservative male scholars seized control of her narrative. They flattened her complex, highly prosperous reign into a one-dimensional, cautionary tale about the evils of female ambition. The reality of Wu Zetian refuses to fit into a simple box. She was undeniably a terrifying, ruthless dictator, and at the exact same time, she was a visionary state builder who expanded China's borders, opened the Silk Road, and revitalized the economy. Perhaps she knew history would try to erase her accomplishments. When she died, this towering stone monument was erected at her burial site. Notice what is inscribed on it. Absolutely nothing. This wordless stele perfectly captures her legacy. It stands as a final, deliberate act of defiance against patriarchal history, leaving the sheer scale of her disruption to speak entirely for itself.
History is never just black and white. So where do you stand? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe for more. New videos every week.